All right. Hello, class, and welcome to the first section of our series of classes for CAC 321 Advanced Level Programming Language C++. Today, we are going to look at the basic introductory part of the course, okay? And of course, we are going to see what we are expected to achieve at the end of this class. Let's follow and see what we are going to do. All right, let's look at the objective and the course outline. We have like about 2, 3, or 4 objectives. One of them is at the end of the course, students should be able to identify and explain at least 3 principles of object-oriented programming language. At the end of this course, we are expected to explain at least 3 principles of the OOP. Then the second one, at least explain 3 differences between procedural programming language and object-oriented programming language. Then finally, at least one can able to design and write error-free object-oriented programs. Okay. Now let's look at the objectives. Or before the objectives, let's look at the course content after the objectives. One is an overview of the object-oriented programming and comparison of various levels of advanced programming language with other programming languages such as BASIC, Pascal, and REST. Okay. An application of selected advanced programming should include but not limited to designing, coding, debugging, and running. Then intensive practice on the selected programming language. And finally, at least 2 hours of practical per week. Now, the introduction. What is C++ programming language? Basically, it's a set of commands that instruct the computer to perform an action or a task. Computer as it is, it cannot do anything of its own unless you instruct it to do it. Just like we human beings, you ask somebody to do something for you, he are not doing it. So computer also, you instruct it to do a task, then it will do that task. How do you instruct computer to perform a task? It's through a language that the computer understands, especially programming language, and C++ is one of them. So we'll be learning how we instruct the computer to perform some tasks using C++ programming language. Okay. Now let's look at the basic characteristics or features of the language we'll be studying. One, C++ is statically typed, meaning that it is static typing. And checking is performed during the compile time as opposed to run time. And it's a general purpose programming language. You should keep that one at the back of your mind. It comprises of the features of high-level and low-level languages. That's the beauty part of the C++. It has both the features of the high-level language as well as the low-level language. One other thing is case sensitive. C++ language is case sensitive. We'll be seeing much on case sensitive when we start the course very well. And of course, it's free form programming language that support procedural, object-oriented, and generic programming. Okay. Next thing we are going to see is the invention of the C++ language itself. The C++ was developed by Bijan Strostrup in 1979 at the Bell Lab in Murray Hill, New Jersey. C++ is an enhancement to the C language. It was originally named C, but later renamed C++ in 1983. Object-oriented features of the C++ is the main difference with C. What differentiated it with the C is the OOP, the object-oriented features that is embedded in C++. Let's look at the standard library. C++ standard C++ consists of 3 major parts: the core language itself, the C++ standard library, and the STL. The core language gives all the building blocks, variable, data types, and literals, where we normally code the C++. Then the C++ standard library gives a rich set of functions for manipulating files, strings, and so many other ones. Then, of course, the last is the standard template library, STL. This one normally gives a rich set of methods for manipulating data structures, among others. Okay. Next thing is the ANSI standard. The ANSI standard is an attempt to ensure that C++ is portable. What do you mean by it's portable? means that the code you write for Microsoft compiler will compile without errors using a compiler on Mac, Unix, Windows, or Alpha. Okay, that's the portability we are talking. And the major C++ compiler manufacturers support the ANSI standard. Okay, what's the purpose of learning C++? Basically, it's to become effective at designing and implementing new systems and at maintaining the old ones. Uses of C++. C++ is used by hundreds of thousands of programmers in essentially every application domain. It's highly used to write device drivers, develop software that directly manipulate the hardware under real-time constraints, not just ordinary programming language that solve users' problem. Okay. One other uses of C++ is for teaching and research, just like what is happening just now. Someone teaching C++. Okay, so teaching and research is used in teaching and research because it is enough for teaching basic concept. The primary user interface of the Apple Macintosh or a PC running Windows are written in C++, and the C++ is used for high-performance applications. Other uses of C++ are web servers, operating system, modern game engines. And with this, come to the end of the introductory part of C++. Thank you for listening.